Okay, so here's what's going on. So Brooklyn has been begging me to build her a playhouse. I've wanted a playhouse for the haunt. This year's theme could possibly fit in a dollhouse, so why not just build a haunted playhouse? Okay, so Craigslist free. Best place like on earth. Was on there the other day and found a guy who was giving away a free playhouse. This thing looked durable, it looked well built, and I gotta tell you it was. I went out there yesterday morning to go pick it up, and the numbnuts hadn't taken it apart yet because he didn't know how to. What he started building, he didn't like understand the strength and quality he was actually doing it. So he went with all like top of the line materials for this 8x5 playhouse. So let me show you guys an example of what this numbnuts did. So when he was taking it apart, okay, so you see you got two studs here and here, and then you have the other two. Now for some reason those other two on the outside, they look shorter. That's because, let me go inside and show you guys the actual floor that I have. So yes, right now it is in the maze. The maze will be redesigned, but check it out. So here's the floor. So it's pretty big, right? And you see there's some open holes where, you know, you can see what was going on. So what I just showed you was here and here. So he had some open spots. But then if you see over what this guy did, he just started sawzawing it all off instead of just lifting up the floor to unscrew those, or instead of just lifting up that playhouse and unscrewing them that way. So the numbnuts started going like AWOL and freaking sawzawing all the studs off. So now I have to put on new studs on half of the things. And there was like no, look at it, so it's like saw, no saw, saw. The guy had no freaking like clue what he was doing on how to take it apart. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start trying to replace some of these studs, get some new ones in there, and then I'm going to start with the back wall and just try to build it. So it is all in pieces. So we have the back wall here. This is the roof. It was an A-frame. We ripped off the middle piece, so I'll screw all that back in. We got like wall panels here, and then there's a couple more over there. So, oh, and then there's one more wall panel with linoleum. He gave me linoleum because he was going to put that on the floor. So there's lots of pieces I got to put back together to build this playhouse. Yes, free, everything free. So now it is just my labor to put it all back together. So another Columbia Manor freebie. Okay, so we got some progress. Check it out. So this is not the state I found it in. The roof was off, and I've had to figure out a couple pieces that fit on. And then he also had some of that lining for, like, you know, the roof. So I decided to just go ahead and line the whole house in it. So we got a little bit more of a extra protection from weather and stuff. But it's coming along good. It went together just fine. It's kind of, my zoom is not very good. It's kind of, you know, I don't know. There's baby. So if you can see in some of these corners, so all the slats like fit in, the studs, they fit in the holes nicely, and the ones that I was able to salvage. But then, you know, in a couple, I did just put some L brackets just to hold those in instead of restudding the whole thing. Because this guy, like, look at this. So, I mean, he had like 4 screws here, and I don't know what the hell this was screwing into. And then same thing here. So just to hold on that one piece of board, he had 4 screws. And look at over here, to hold in this one, he had 5. The dude just went like screw crazy everywhere. And then, you know, on the floor, the reason he didn't take off the floorboard is because look, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's got 8, 7. I mean, he's got screws every 2 friggin' inches. So I don't know what the hell this guy was doing. But he just went like screw crazy. Screw crazy. He's a porn star. So what I'm gonna do now is, before I attempt the roof, because I know it's gonna be a pain in the ass, and I've got to take down the maze, I've got to reconfigure the maze. Since I have this stuff here, I'm gonna do it right now first before I put the roof on, because I kind of effed up. I've got this all together now in the spot I want it, and now it's kind of too heavy to move. So I'll have to figure something out before I put the roof on. But the way I'm gonna make it haunted is another Craigslist freebie. So I went on Craigslist the other day and found these in Castro Valley for free, and it is redwood board fencing. So they're all tongue and groove. So I'm going to line the entire playhouse with this to give it that old creepy country look. Brooklyn's telling me she wants to paint them pink, but we'll have to see about that. So we're gonna go ahead and put on this redwood fencing, and we're gonna make it look like an old country house. I think that'll look pretty cool. It'll give it a nice facade and a good, haunt feel. So let me start screwing some of those on. I'll saws all the rest down and see what we come up with. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up for the day, but I'm pretty happy with what I got done. So let me back up and check it out. So there we go. So you can see the sun is going down, so I'm getting some weird shadows. But got all the walls put together nice and sturdy. And I took that fencing, the redwood fencing, cut it all up, and made some wood panels. So it looks like either an old west kind of rustic look, or it looks haunted. I don't know. I like it. And so here's the other side as well. So all the way down around the window frames. This is really a bad time for me to shoot this because the sun is making this look like crap. I mean, that looks a little better. You can see the rustic look that it has. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, we got to get the roof on and creep it up a little bit more. But see, I can't even get back far enough with my stupid camera. But I don't know. The sun is really killing this shot. This friggin' sucks. I might have to do another one and show you guys what everything looks like over here. So now this numbnuts, he built it uneven. So you can see right here everything is nice and flush, and right here there's a gap. That's because he built this wall inside. See how I have a 2x4 there? That's what I'm screwing it into. So we are straight all the way down, but he built this wall in like, I don't know, 2 inches deeper. So I'm gonna have to do like a 2x4 along this whole thing and paint it, and maybe just like a trim, just to hide that gap that you see there. So the guy's a friggin' idiot. What can I say? But whatever, he gave me a free playhouse, so at least the bones of it, and we're gonna make it 10 times better than he ever thought it would be. So now check this out. In doing so, I said I had to open up and rearrange the maze. Well, I decided, because I was here, that screw it, I was just gonna redo the whole maze. So you saw a very good look at Brooklyn's Playhouse. So now here's the look at the new maze. So there it is. It's a little bit more condensed right there. So you can see it's a little more condensed, but it's a lot curvier, and it's probably more effective than it's going to be last year. So, but now you have the house here. So let's go through the maze. This is the first part, and I will change this up just a little bit. But there's a lot more bushes. Go ahead, yeah, you can scare me. A lot more bushes, a couple more scare points, and so you can see there's a lot more. And Brooklyn is going to scare right there. But then when we come out of the maze, I'll be able to incorporate the house right into it, because it's like perfectly square right there. So we will have an actor, some lights in there, something popping out of that little playhouse. So we're going to be able to incorporate that into the carnival theme this year, and it should be pretty cool. So
Tori play in it.
Maybe Tori could play in it, or you.
I don't want to be in a scary
So yeah,
house.
so anyways, just Sunday. That's my Sunday today. I picked up the wood yesterday, the playhouse and the fencing, and then unloaded it, and then today I put it all together and did that. So that's what we have. We have a new haunted playhouse in the works. So I've got tomorrow to try to do something, but rain's supposed to come Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so we'll see what I can do. The only really thing that I'm really worried about is this roof. Now, they folded it in half, so it will fold back over. You can see here they already had the roof lining on there, but when they took it off, they just folded it like an A-frame, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to fold it back and figure out what the hell they did. But you can see they just ripped it out of where it was. So just really lazy, really careless, but I mean, I guess, what do you want? You're getting stuff free off Craigslist, and they're just trying to get rid of it. So they're worried about getting rid of it, and we're worried about keeping it as clean as possible. So that's why, I got in there and stopped him and started unscrewing things rather than frickin' sawzawing this shit apart, right? So, yeah. So, part 1, Haunted Playhouse, and be ready for part 2 later on the week. Hopefully, if the weather holds or not. Don't know. Okay. Later.